1996 was a fantastic summer. After the match with Kamsky, then after the tournament in Biel, which you were again successful in, I remember we took the train, very nice train ride over to Vienna. There they had the 1,000-year celebration, cultural festivities, and they had a fantastic chess tournament to celebrate the event. Right, Anatoly?
Yes, it was fantastic summer. And the tournament in Vienna was very well organized, and of course it was important because they celebrated 1,000 years of Austria.
And also the lineup. They had all of these young superstars that are on the rise. They had Kramnik, Judith Polgar, Peter Leko, Topalov, Shirov. I mean, what a Korchnoi, yourself. You know, what a fantastic tournament. So in round one already, you were playing white with Vladimir Kramnik, and after 43 moves, you had a positional advantage the whole game, and you sacrificed your queenside pawns in the ending just to get your king to h5 and your knight totally in control of the f5 square. And I must say, during the game, I was a little worried because you are 2 pawns minus, and these guys look dangerous.
Yes, and you must be very careful against bishop and 2 passed pawns. But of course, king's position is very, very delicate, and then it's difficult to escape knight f5 check.
Play knight f5 check.
Just let's show nice variations which could happen in such type of positions. King h7, for instance, rook takes f7 check, king g8, knight takes h6 check, king h8, king g6, and mate on next move.
With rook h7. Or, yes, rook h7 mate.
Yes. Then, after knight f5 check, black cannot play king f8 because rook a8 mate. And so it means that king g8 is the only move, which Kramnik made. Then rook a8 check. So I just wanted to see what black would make, because if bishop f8, then knight takes h6 check, king g7, and then in case of knight f5 check, king g8, this is just repetition of the move.
But then you could play for the idea you just showed us.
Yes, and then rook takes on f7, and again black
and his bishop is in trouble.
King h7. Then white just repeat moves, rook a7. So king g8 is the only move. And now knight takes h6 check.
So already you could force a draw if you wanted.
Yes. But then when you put knight too far, then you must calculate variations till the end. Otherwise, if black would succeed to escape with the king, to bring bishop to c3 and to push a pawn, then position could be even dangerous for white, because white pieces are very far from these passed pawns. But of course I calculated everything, and then king f8.
Well, according to what you just told us, then of course he doesn't want to play like this because you'll take and play king and then mate.
Yeah.
So he tries to flee with the king.
Then rook takes f7 check, king e8. In this position, very important move with the king. As I said already, white pieces are quite far from queenside, and the king is trying to escape. So if I would take on f6, then I would lose maybe the most important tempo, because bishop c3, and then if I play rook to b6, then black plays king to d7, and no more threats for black king, and then king c7, just kicking out the rook on from b file, and then b4, b3, b2.
And also we see the power of the long-range bishop is he will be able to give up his bishop any moment for your pawn, and meanwhile your knight is way over here.
Yes, so my pawns are not so strong anymore, so that's why move should be absolutely precise. So king g6, this is very important move. And now...
Well, the main thing here is to keep an eye on what you're trying to accomplish. And what you really want to do is move your knight out of the way and then go with the h-pawn in a position where his bishop can't get back so easy to block.
Yes. With some possibilities also just to give, to play knight f5, then knight g7 check, knight e6 check, you see, king still is in danger. But at the same time, when I put knight on f5, I don't need to take this pawn on f6, because with this pawn, my h-pawn is very strong. I just play h4, h5. For instance, yes, let's make this structure. King g6, bishop c3. If bishop c3, then we go knight f5. This is clear. Then this move. Then what we can do here?
Or you could play knight check, king over, and then king here.
And king f5, yes. This is the main line. This is the main line. King f5. And then, what to do? King e6 is threat.
He can play rook a5.
No, rook a5, king e6, and mate.
He has rook a... Oh, right. Yeah.
Only move rook a2. But then we play...
Well, you can play... Oh, h4, right.
We can play h4. After b3, rook b7, this move is forced, and then king e6.
Mm-hmm. If he plays here, this is a very nice idea you pointed out. You play like so.
Knight f5.
And then on bishop d8, then you have knight d6 mate.
Or knight g7 mate, which is also nice.
Mm-hmm. So it's not so easy for him to play because his pieces lack coordination. The problem he has is his rook and bishop are in front of his pawns, and yours are coordinating very well on the other side.
Yes, and most probably black will have to play king d8. Just trying to escape. But then I would play knight f5.
Mm-hmm. But in the game, he decided to try and play bishop to c3, hoping to get his passed pawn going.
Yes,
and then you played knight f5, blocking his f-pawn. And he played b4.
b4, and then...
And now you played rook b7. So here he played rook a2. Here you pointed out that if he plays b3, then you have knight d6 check, like we saw before.
Yes, and then if king d8, then we come to f5 or f7.
Here, b2.
And then king e6.
Right, with the idea of rook d7 mate.
Yeah, that's right. Bishop c3,
knight f5.
Knight f5. b4, rook b7. And then
he played rook a2.
Rook a2. Then h4.
Yeah. Now again, if he'd have played b3, this would be like before.
Yeah, then knight d6 check. King goes to d8, and then king f7 or f5. And then king comes to e6 and mate on d7.
So he played...
That's why he played...
rook a2.
Rook a2, then h4.
And now he played a5.
a5, then h5, a4, h6. And then he played rook to h2. And then we are not in hurry, we can play h7.
And now here he played king d8. But you gave a very nice note. This is really the critical moment. If he plays a3, then you show your idea here. You play knight check. Okay.
Yes.
If he goes this way, then rook f7 is mate. So he goes so.
And then king goes to f5.
And then he goes a2, and he's ready to get a new queen.
Yes.
But the problem here is that you threaten to mate him. And so he has to give check to stop rook d7 mate.
King d5. Then f5 is the only move.
You threaten the queen again.
f5, then king c6. And there is no defend, because in case of rook e7, rook occupies the most important square. This is mate. Yeah.
But it was very important for you to see this way back when you started committing your knight.
Yes. All the variations you have to calculate when you play a move like king g6 or even before. And so in this position, Kramnik played king to d8, and then knight h4. What happened? f5. Of course, you can play rook g7, but the easiest way just to take pawn on b4.
So this is very nice deflection motif because it shows the bishop is overworked, trying to protect and trying to stop you from queening.
Yes.
Well, here he played rook h3.
Rook h3,
But now
And
you
then-
simply took the other pawn on a4.
Yes, which is probably the easiest way.
And so he played rook takes g3 check.
And then king takes f5.
And now he actually resigned because, among other things, he threatened just to queen, check, and take his bishop and have one extra knight and one extra pawn.
Which is winning.
So this gave you a very good start, and also you beat one of the main competitors.
Yeah, that's right, and a nice game.